everybody. My name is Emily and this is Tula.
Hi.
Thanks for coming to our leaf lesson today.
Today we will make oatmeal and carrot cookies with carrots.
That's okay. You want to hold them up and show them off? Hopefully they'll look like this. All right, so this is a fun holiday recipe if you like to make holiday cookies. You know, we're a farm, so we like to add vegetables to everything. So even though it doesn't make it a health food, they're still cookies. They're still going to taste sweet. Adding carrots adds some fiber and the nutrition, all the nutrients that carrots have. So it's a fun way to sort of make a twist to your holiday cookies. So that's what we're going to do today.
So let's get started.
Okay, so for the cookie recipe, we're going to start with, you want to hold up the 2 sticks of butter? All right, so we're going to get those into our mixing bowl. While she unpeels them and puts them in here, we are going to use a stand mixer today, but don't feel like you need to have one to make this recipe. You can do it with a hand blender, or not a blender, but like a little mixer, or you can even just use like a big fork and squish up the butter. But we're going to get it in here and we're going to add the sugar after the butter. So for our sugar, we're going to do 1 cup of brown sugar, and that can be light or dark brown sugar. Either will work. So I'm going to add 1 cup of brown sugar as well. We packed it in there so it comes out kind of in a chunk, yeah. And then we also need a 1/2 cup of white sugar. So will you measure that out for me, Tula?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to shake this in here a little. Oh, that's all right. Scoop it out. It's okay. If we spill, that's part of the fun of cooking. All right, so we got a 1/2 cup of white sugar. We're going to put that in the bowl. All right, so we got our butter and our sugars. And then if you use a hand mixer, you could just zip it up, but we're going to put ours in our stand mixer over here. And we're going to turn that on low and let that all get nice and mixed together. So that's, excuse the background noise, but while that mixes a little, we're going to get our carrots ready, right? We're excited about carrots. So this recipe calls for 2 medium carrots. I had a really large carrot. You can grab the carrots in the grater. I had a really large carrot, so we're probably not going to need the whole second carrot, but we'll just use as much as we need. We'll grate a little bit right now. Here, I'll hold this for you. Good job. So remember when grating, especially when working with kids, you want to keep your hands far away. Make sure that you are just going away from you and have someone to help keep everything steady so it doesn't slip and hurt yourself. All right, that's probably enough because all you need to do is have between 1 1/2 and 2 cups of carrots. So we have enough right here. And we're going to put these aside for the moment. And I'll stop this too so we can not have the background noise. And now we're going to get our dry ingredients ready. So are you ready to do that?
Sure.
All right. So we're going to need 1 1/2 cups of flour.
All
So
right.
I'll get the sugar out of your way so you have room for the flour.
Is there a scooper? Or should I use?
Here, we can use, this is the 1/2 cup, so we'll need, how many 1/2 cups will we need if we need 1 1/2 cups? What do you think? How many halves are in one? 2, right? So when we're making a 1 1/2, we'll need 3 1/2 cups. All right, perfect. So that's 1. And then will you measure them for me? Count them out.
2.
Excellent.
3.
Perfect. So that's our flour. And now we're going to need our measuring spoons. so those are right there in front of you. Let me get that out of your way. All right, so grab your measuring spoons and grab the cinnamon. We're going to put 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. It's right here, yep. This one right here. So we got our cinnamon, so that's going to add nice warm flavor to it. Oh, we have a brand new one, so we got to take the wrapper off. And then I'll find a teaspoon for you. So right here. All right, now we want 2 of these. All right, so there you go, good job. And if a little bit shakes to the side, that's okay. Extra cinnamon doesn't hurt anybody. All right, so that's 1, and we want a second one. All right, that looks good to me. All right, we're also going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, so when I measure the baking soda, I like to stick it in the box and then scrape it along the side. That way you can kind of get it out the way these boxes are made. But however works for you. You can scrape it on the top too, but you want to make sure you get a full teaspoon. You're doing great. Sometimes it's kind of tricky. Ah, perfect. There you go. That looks perfect. So put that in, and then we're going to need a ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, but you could use any salt, but we've got our kosher salt just like the recipe calls for. Let me find the ½ teaspoon for you. All right, and we're going to measure this, not over the bowl, just in case we get too much. We're going to poke that spout out, and then pour it right into our ½ teaspoon. We're going to do it over here, because that way if we spill, it's not in our recipe. It's okay if we spill, that's why we didn't do it over the bowl. Now we have the perfect amount. Will you just put that in the bowl for me? All right, and then whisk it together. Good job. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Now the next thing we need is our eggs. They're in that little bowl over there if you want to grab them. All right, so we're going to add the eggs to our butter and sugar mixture over here, but first we're going to crack them into this bowl, because if we crack them right in the bowl, we might get shells in there, right? So we want to crack them into the bowl first. So can you do that for us, Tula?
Yep.
All right, there's 1 egg. Excellent. Here, I'll take that. We can compost these eggshells. And 2 eggs.
I don't see any shells so far.
All right. Well, if there's no shells, then we're going to get back over to our mixer. All right. So I'm going to turn the mixer back on. And will you bring the eggs over?
Sure.
Okay. So, actually, you know what we'll do? We'll turn it off so that we can lift it up. And you can go ahead and put those eggs in. Nice. Wait a little bit. We're also, to that mixture, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, which I've already measured them out together into this little container. So we're going to add that in too.
Just so it's a little sweet.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sugar in these. But that maple syrup flavor goes really well with the carrot flavor. It's kind of like you're making a carrot cake cookie and an oatmeal cookie combined. So it doesn't come out too cakey. As you can see, it still comes out kind of like an oatmeal cookie, but it has that carrot cake flavor. So we do want to give that a couple seconds, and we're also going to want to scrape down the sides. So I'm going to get a spatula and scrape those down. Make sure we're getting all of that butter mixed in and incorporated. And sort of scrape that off. Alright, and then you'll see it go again. You can make it go a little higher. We want it to get nice and creamy and all creamed together. I know it's kind of loud though. So, you'll have to let us know what your favorite holiday cookies are. You could also, with this recipe, you could use shredded zucchini. But what I would do if I was using zucchini is I would squeeze as much water out of it as I could after I grated it. So there's a lot of ways you could try other vegetables too, but carrots are really good because it makes me think of carrot cake. Let that just really quick, go really high for a second. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to get everything all mixed and combined together. All right, I'm going to use the spatula again. Who's that crying, Jola?
My little sister.
All right. So we're going to bring this bowl back over to our main counter and get everything mixed in together. So first we're going to add our flour and stir that in here. So you want to stir it while I dump some in?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to add some more. Get it all in there. You want me to help stir it all?
Doing okay for now.
All right, good job. We're also, while you stir, I'm going to measure out our oats. So we're also going to use some oats, right? We said oatmeal cookies. We're going to use old-fashioned rolled oats for this. And we're going to use 3 cups. So I'm going to get those ready for us.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, no problem. Oh, you worked hard there, didn't you? Sometimes cooking can be a workout. All right, so there's our oats, and we're gonna need to still add our oats and our carrots, right? Because those are the ingredients in the title. So you wanna start to mix those in, pour those in while I stir.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe the carrots first. Oh, here, put it in my bowl. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we can go ahead and put them in the one I'm stirring. All right, dump them in. Perfect. We're gonna get those nice mixed all throughout. It's gonna add beautiful color and flavor to make these a special cookie. All right, now you can start to add that bowl too to this one. Right. Nice. So this is where it starts to get thick and a little bit hard to stir. So we might need to take turns, but it's going to be really tasty. Or I might need an extra spoon or something to help when it gets all stuck to the spatula. Get it scraped off. All right, so I forgot to say when we started this recipe, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees because you are going to put these on a cookie sheet and bake them in the oven. So we forgot to do that, but that's okay. But that's what you want to start your process so that your oven is ready once your batter is all nice and made. All right. You want to take a turn stirring too?
Sure.
All right, get it all mixed in and then you can get a close-up of what our batter looks like. I don't hold the bowl if that helps.
Please.
It's kind of fun to do together, right? Though that's why it's good to work together because your arms might get tired. Nice. It looks yummy to me. Alright, it's looking really good. We might be ready to put it on our cookie sheet.
And it will taste yummier if you actually get to try it.
Yeah. Alright, so we have this cookie scoop. which is very handy. We're going to use that today. If you don't have one of these, you can just use a big tablespoon, 2 spoons, scrape one off the other. You want to use this?
Sure.
So we're going to just put about, I think, 8 cookies on our cookie sheet. But yeah, go ahead and plop it down there. You don't have to grease the pan or anything. And if you think they're too close to the edge, you can scoot them over. I just want to have a little more room. It's going to spread out a good bit. All right. Perfect. So we can actually, we'll stop right there, Tula, and we're going to show them what happens next. So then you would fill this whole sheet. You'd put it in your oven at 350 degrees for 7 minutes, but then that's only going to get them halfway cooked. Then you want to flip the pan around and cook them for another 5 to 7 minutes. And then you want to bring them out of the oven when they look pretty cooked and you can start to see the golden brown around the edges. And if you're not sure, you can kind of use your spatula or use your hand and sort of see that it's that golden brown color underneath. So you can see sort of the color, and you can see that brown color underneath. And then these are ones, you know, just like this one's on the tray. We already got it on a beautiful plate here. So should we try some, Tula?
Sure.
All right, let's give them a taste. What do you think?
I like them.
Me too. It's got that warm cinnamon flavor, kind of a sweetness from the carrots, and obviously from all the sugar, but it's still got that chewy oatmeal cookie texture, right? All right. Well, we hope you consider trying some vegetables in your cookies. Thanks for joining us today. Did you have fun, Tula? Do you like baking together? Thanks for baking with me. And thank you all for baking with me. Have a great holiday.